Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us for the morning news. And top on our lineup, tension escalates in Tamale after suspected gang member is killed during police shootout. Already, authorities are calling for calm. Meanwhile, the Ghana Armed Forces is calling for calm in Boku, Binduri and its environs ahead of mediation report implementation. We'll bring you the latest. In finance, the Bank of Ghana's Deputy Governor is warning against loan defaults, urging Ghanaian businesses and individuals to honor their loan obligations. Now let's bring you the details. The Metropolitan Chief Executive of Tamale, Abu Takoro, believes that although operations are laudable, the excesses are undermining the peace of the metropolis. Christopher Mwako has filed this report.
Unfortunate killing of a young man believed to be in his early 40s has raised some concerns and tensions amongst residents in the Greater Tamale metropolis. Metropolitan Chief Executive of Tamale, Abu Takoro, who doubles as the chairman of the Metropolitan Security Committee, has been sharing his concerns on this development.
The report I've received as a message chairman was that the person who was riding the motorbike to go and pick the wife and children from the timber market where the wife used to sell charcoal. When he was stopped, he refused to stop. Then a person among the police who was wearing a shot shot into the guy's chest. And when the people were trying to, rescue the guy, the same police prevented the people. That is why we are calling for investigation into this.
For the Ghana Police Service here in the northern region, they have been explaining how the unfortunate killing of the young man happened.
They went to Sanjirgu. At that place, they had what we call a crossfire with some of the suspects. Because upon seeing them, they fired a shot, and so they had to also, defend themselves by also shooting back. One suspect sustained, injuries, and later pronounced dead by the Tamale teaching hospitals.
Christopher Mwako, TV3 News.
And our story is about how part of Tamale turned virtually into a battlefield when the Inspector General of Police Special Operations Team came under heavy attack by a gang of drug peddlers. Meanwhile, we'll still remain in Tamale and also give you special focus on many other related subjects, and more importantly, within the metropolis also. The Metropolitan Chief Executive is believing that although the operations so far have been laudable, the excesses are undermining the peace of the metropolis. Christopher Mwako once again.
Led by ASP Bawa Abdul Jalil, the 50-member squad advanced their operations to Sanjirgu, where 5 suspects were picked up from a house believed to be a drug hub. A man and his wife who had hoarded drugs in their rooms and sold them to customers, largely youth, were among the persons rounded up. Large quantities of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp and bottles of Kofex syrup were seized.
We are just taking this opportunity to tell all the criminal gang that the Special Operations Team will continue at all levels with our intelligence-led operation to identify criminal hideout, as well as those who sell the tramadol and the consumption of tramadol and other related drugs that in turn influence them to commit crime. We are telling them that we'll identify them and pick them like we have arrested these people.
Further intelligence led the team to the Dabuabu Forest, a hotspot for robbery gangs and drug traffickers. A coordinated swoop resulted in 27 arrests. 6 suspected stolen bikes, 3 mobile phones, and quantities of cannabis and synthetic opioids were retrieved. But the operation quickly escalated. A group of armed criminals reportedly part of a larger drug trafficking gang, opened fire on the officers without warning. The police, acting in self-defense and in line with rules of engagement, returned fire. One suspect sustained gunshot wounds and later pronounced dead at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, while the remaining traffickers fled with their weapons as police reinforcements arrived. All arrested suspects were transported to the district charge office and the Sakasaka police station for further investigations. Seized narcotics and exhibits have been submitted for forensic analysis. The team also destroyed makeshift structures, serving as hideouts for the drug peddlers, while a suspect dressed in military uniform was nabbed. Monday's confrontation reinforces long-standing concerns about the rising boldness and the firepower of criminal gangs operating in the northern region. But it also highlights the increasing resolve of the Ghana Police Service to confront violent crime head-on. As the Special Operations Team intensifies its clampdown, authorities say dismantling drug networks and restoring safety in Tamale will require not only police action, but the continued cooperation of community leaders and residents.
And away from security, let's turn our attention to health. And African countries are being urged to prioritize funding for tuberculosis interventions, warning that TB will not be eliminated through good intentions alone. At a pre-conference on tuberculosis of African countries, speakers stressed that political leaders must deliberately invest in treatment, diagnostics, legislation, and community-level activities.
Between 2015 and 2023, Africa has seen a 42% decline in TB-related deaths and a 24% reduction in cases, indicating that the continent is making progress in the fight against tuberculosis. The region achieved the highest case detection rate, with around 70% of TB cases being diagnosed and treated. However, despite this progress, TB remains a significant public health challenge, with nearly 2.5 million people falling ill and 424,000 lives lost in 2022. Minister for Health Kwabena Minta Akando acknowledged that TB has been underfunded for decades.
As ministers and policymakers, we must close that gap. In Ghana, we are walking the talk, and we are taking steps to reverse this trend. In the 2026 national budget, TB has been given increased priority under the health sector allocations, with specific attention to diagnostics, treatment supply chains, and community-level activities. Under the Accra Reset Agenda, we are committing to progressive annual increase in domestic financing for TB services.
Other speakers emphasized that innovations such as digital X-rays, mobile technology, and AI will only have an impact if governments allocate the necessary resources to scale them.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization's goal to end AIDS by 2030 is facing some fresh uncertainties, as new data is indicating that although progress has been made, new infections remain high with only 5 years left on the clock. These concerns will take center stage at the 23rd International Conference on HIV, AIDS and STIs in Africa, ICASA, set to open in Ghana.
According to the World Health Organization, 26 million people in Africa are currently living with HIV, with women and girls accounting for 63% of infections. The region also recorded 380,000 AIDS-related deaths last year. This is the first time Ghana is hosting the conference, which will bring together scientists, policymakers, civil society groups, and global stakeholders to share strategies for ending HIV/AIDS by 2030. Ghana itself is struggling to meet the UN AIDS 95-95-95 targets, which aim for 95% of people living with HIV to know their status, 95% of those diagnosed to be on treatment, and 95% of those on treatment to achieve viral suppression by 2025.
Our first 95, we are only at 68. The second 95, we are at 69. The last 95, we are at 90. It only means that we are doing a little better in the last aspect of it. But the other first two aspects of it, which should lead to the last 90, where everybody should be to make HIV not a public health threat, we are far from that.
The World Health Organization is hopeful of transformative interventions and stronger collaboration among member countries.
We are at a pivotal moment in the fight against HIV, TB and malaria. There are a number of dynamics going on around financing. We've seen significant cuts. So we can no longer move in silos. We must integrate our responses.
Some 3,000 delegates from 85 countries are expected to attend the 5-day conference, which seeks solutions to the widespread impact of HIV/AIDS and to address funding gaps caused by declining support to Africa.
Transport Minister has responded to fears of minority members of parliament who oppose a proposal to increase airport passenger service charges from 5 Ghana cedis to 100 Ghana cedis. The minority raised a red flag over the move and demanded parliamentary approval before implementation. Parliament has since started considering and approving budget estimates for ministries, departments and agencies.
The Okaikwe Central Member of Parliament, Patrick Boama, indicated that so far as that amount has not been approved under the Fees and Charges Act, it cannot be accepted.
Seeking to increase the airport passenger service charge from 5 Ghana cedis to 100 cedis per passenger. The government is hiding this in the report. Airport tax, is this the resetting that now you can't even drive on our roads? Flying to has become too expensive.
What we have is that the domestic is still 5 Ghana cedis, international economy is 100 Ghana, and international business is 150.
The minister, in responding to this, indicated that although it is a proposal, implementing it would be very crucial in helping finance the operations and maintenance of the country's airport infrastructure.
The Ministry of Transport, and for that matter, the Ghana Airport Company, since 2014 has not increased any service charges at our airports. And you are all aware that most of our airports, except Kotoka International Airport, the rest are dependent on the Kotoka International Airport. So the committee was recommending to the House such that in the next Fees and Charges Act, the ministry be considered to increase our airport passenger service charge to be able to cater and run our airport to be the enviable airport within the West Africa sub-region.
The minority leader, Alexander Feomakin, also alleged that the ministry overspent 8 capital expenditure, warning that officials involved must prepare for prosecution.
Capital expenditure, what Parliament approved as a line item expenditure, capital expenditure, 83 million. If you look at the actual releases, they have spent beyond the amount that this House approved. The excess of 9.4 million. Who authorized this to be released? It was never brought to Parliament for variation.
The Transport Minister yet again responded to this.
Now, we didn't overspend our internally generated funds. We were rather making provisions to continue with the construction of the projects that they took money and couldn't finish. And the Public Financial Management Act, Section 32, allows any other spending officer to write to the Minister of Finance to do some environment for you to cater for your daily operations, which the Ghana Maritime Authority wrote to me, and I forwarded same and was approved for them to do some environment to be able to pay the loan facility that was taken by the MPP government, not us.
The House has approved a sum of 5.3 billion cedis for the Roads and Highways Ministry. 1.4 billion cedis has been approved for the services of the Works, Housing and Water Resources Ministry, with a sum of 1.5 billion cedis approved by Parliament for the activities of the Transport Ministry. 22.8 billion cedis has been approved by the House for the Ministry of Health. This excludes NHIS and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund allocations. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Parliament.
In other news, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has reaffirmed government's dedication to building a humane, secure, reformatory and a correctional system. Speaking at the prison service graduation right here in Accra, the Vice President said government has been resolute in strengthening the prison service because an effective and well-resourced correctional system is the backbone of public safety.
162 males and 103 females officer cadets were commissioned into the Senior Officer Corps as Superintendent of Prisons. Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who graced the event, said the increase in daily feeding fee for inmates from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis is aimed at addressing malnutrition and unrest in prisons.
The government has been resolute in strengthening the prison service because an effective and well-resourced correctional system is the backbone of public safety. Every Ghanaian, regardless circumstance, deserves dignity, care, and humane treatment. With this increase, over 14,000 inmates will benefit from more nutritious and decent meals. Government is committed to deepening this progress in the years ahead. His Excellency the President's recent amnesty for 998 inmates is a powerful statement of mercy and a reminder that true justice requires compassion and a belief in second chances.
She emphasized the importance of public education to demystify the Ghana prisons service and pledged government's resolve to prioritize inmates' welfare, recognizing its impact on national security. The Vice President commended the service for its innovative agricultural projects.
Over the next fiscal cycle, the Ghana Prison Service will benefit from infrastructure and capacity building support. The ongoing retooling efforts will improve operational efficiency and the welfare of officers as well as the dignity of those in custody. As part of President Mahama's reset agenda, the Ghana Prison Service has launched the Think Prisons 360-degree initiative, a project to transform the service into a modern, secure, and self-sustaining institution.
Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman reaffirmed government's dedication to build a humane, secure, reformatory and correctional system. She urged the graduates to continue developing initiatives that provide inmates with practical skills and opportunities for reintegration into society.
The Ghana Mine Workers Union is accusing the Finance Ministry and the Bank of Ghana of abandoning thousands of miners whose savings are locked up in defunct financial institutions. Speaking at a gathering of miners right here in Accra, the General Secretary Abdul Mumin Bana called the situation unacceptable and said both the Finance Ministry and the Bank of Ghana have failed in their duties to protect workers' savings.
Between 2018 and 2019, government through the Bank of Ghana shut down more than 100 financial institutions, citing insolvency and weak corporate governance. But the collapse left many Ghanaian workers stranded, including thousands in the mining sector. 19,000 miners have had their savings locked up in these defunct institutions. At a news conference, General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union, Abdul Mumin Bana, expressed strong frustration over the delay.
And do not think that the government and the Bank of Ghana are fair to depositors like us. Indeed, we trusted the Bank of Ghana as a body corporate, created by law and given the functions of supervision and regulatory compliance, and therefore entrusted our life savings into the hands of these institutions licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. It is therefore our expectation that the fiduciary duty of the Bank of Ghana to us as citizens of this country must be fully adhered to.
He announced a series of planned actions by the union in the coming days. Bana further urged government to grant the needed permits and licenses for Hit Goldfields to continue operating in the Bogoso Prestia mine.
The Minerals Commission and EPA to support heave gold fields with all the relevant permits and licenses that will enable them commence production and process gold. We also want to call on the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to do the needful by fast-tracking the ratification of the mining lease to enable heave gold fields stand firmly and be able to deliver on its mandate to the people of Ghana.
Chairman of the union, Prince Baku, said the union will remain resolute to fight the rights of workers.
Well, let's turn attention to the communication sector, where the sector minister, Sam George, says a new strategic framework is being developed to guide the use of artificial intelligence in Ghana. The initiative is expected to reduce corruption and enhance transparency in governance.
According to the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, government is also updating ICT and digital governance laws to strengthen Ghana's regulatory institutions. Speaking at the 2025 Data Protection Africa Summit, Sector Minister Sam George explained that government hopes to make public services more accessible to all citizens.
We're updating Ghana's ICT and digital governance laws to ensure they remain relevant, responsive, and aligned with new and emerging technologies. We are accelerating the digitization of government services to enhance efficiency, reduce corruption, improve transparency, and make public services more accessible to citizens and businesses. We're developing strategic frameworks to guide the ethical and secure use of artificial intelligence, big data, and other frontier technologies. We're setting up an Emerging Technologies Council, and the whole legislation has been put out for that. Your input is welcome as we go through the legislative process in Parliament.
Executive Director of the Africa Digital Rights Hub, Teki Akwete, says while Ghana has made progress in data protection, more needs to be done to safeguard citizens' privacy and security.
Solving our data protection problems requires a lot of collaboration. We still have quite a bit of work now with a lot of data protection regulators. Most of them have resource constraints and even capacity constraints that make it very difficult to implement the law in a way that the ordinary person in the street will actually feel the impact of the law. From where we sit, a lot more work has to be done, not just raise awareness among the public, also get people to know what they need to do to implement the law.
That's it for the latest morning news update, but you can get the latest news updates on 3news.com as well as across our social media platforms, TV3 Ghana. Myself and Beatrice Edu will bring you next TV3 Newday. Repete. Charlie, reload. Let me say good morning to all of you, wherever you're watching us from, whether you're watching us outside our shores, Ghana, right here from our studios, just close to the presidency, Jubilee House. That is, if you're MPP, Jubilee House. If you're NDC, Flagstaff House, don't worry. All be Presidential Palace. Welcome to the show, TV3 Newday. I'm Roland Walker. What be your
My name is Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice. Beatrice. Everything on there, you make gentle like that. Why did you do so? Please follow us. We have TV3 Ghana across our social media platforms as well. We stream, and today we have some exciting packages for you. For me, I'm excited because we have a one-on-one interaction with the Minister for Communications. You know, the Jatta by himself. Jatta. He has the Jatta Foundation, so he'll be talking about the Jatta Foundation, but we have an exclusive with him. And I was asking my lead producers, Shadrach Abe as well as Anita Agbota, whether we should be asking the question for this morning's segment. I mean, what kind of question do you want to ask Sam George? You know, Sam George is walking as if he's in a battlefield. He promised us data, has he delivered? And then he promised you do DSTV, has he done it? Those things. So we said, Charlie, ask him with a question where you want to make your ask. Oh, no, so.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Chairman Godwin Tamaklo, wherever you find yourself, good morning to you alongside your wife Alice, and then also Chairman Prosper, the rest of the team as well, and Delight Mojaka and the rest of everybody else within the Godot as well as Mojaka family, and Michael Asari, all of the World Human Nature Association, and we thank you so much for joining us. But we have cash out, don't we?
Yeah, we have cash out. Today is Wednesday, middle of the week. You don't want to miss this opportunity. We're giving 10,000 Ghana cedis to 10 individuals like yourself. Just play more. Roland will always say, play 40 times at least, and then you get the chance of seeing your number displayed so you can get at least 1,000. We're giving 10,000 to 10 individuals. So always remember, *439#, you follow the prompt, pick your favorite platform right here, TV3. And that's number 2 on the dashboard.
Fantastic. And so we have some great packages, like we said. And after 9, we'll have that interaction with Sam George, the Minister of Communications. But before then, we would have had Edu Jitamaklo in the studio, Joshua Jabunte Zato, PhD, also in the studio, Sisala East, MPP as well. So we'll have some great conversation. Of course, the chairman for the Common Sense family of the Republic of Ghana, Director of Communications, United Party, Solomon Owusu, transportation entrepreneur. You'll be here. You'll be here. So we'll have some great
Chairman of Common Sense Community.
The Common Sense family of Ghana.
Okay.
So we're talking many other related issues. You know the Pandai MP, following that High Court ruling, has decided alongside his legal team to make an appeal.
I mean, the MPP had already told us that they didn't think it was fair. They were going to challenge that in court. So I'm not surprised that they've gone ahead. I'm sure he's backed by the national leadership because we heard Apenyo Marking and the rest say that. So not surprised that they've gone ahead to do that. But I believe you're also talking about the zipline thing.
Yeah, so we're talking about zipline. And for me, I just love it. You know, the technology and the art of it, that you're able to access essential health consumables just in areas where you're hard to reach. For me, I love it. But if the cost is very high, then we need to look at some intervention. And the Minister of Health is telling us that each month they compile or they pile up a bill of 500,000. Is it US dollars or Ghana cedis or so?
Yeah.
I think US dollars.
Yeah.
US dollars. Yeah. So because of that, he's saying that, Charlie, we need proper re-evaluation. So the question we're asking for the conversation this morning, is it value for money? Yeah, technology is good.
Yeah.
And if we've deployed this for a long time to reach communities, of course, it helps save lives, etc. Should we be paying 500,000 dollars?
Yeah.
$500,000.
Yes, because I think
as a bill for the Ministry of Health, the government of Ghana every month for zipline, even though we need it.
Yeah.
So what's the backup plan after using it for all these years? Alternatively as well.
I think the health minister
it's a conversation we
is
want
questioning that. He had their regular press conferences, right, this week.
The governance, is it governance series?
Accountability series, yes. But you know, talking about hinterlands, I mean, recently I was having a conversation, brief one, with the Deputy Finance Minister. And
that's
yes. Do you know that?
This is the Member of Parliament. I love that man to bits.
He was
Good morning to you, Thomas Nyankwampe, Deputy Minister of Finance.
Do you didn't know he was a DC for Labo Labo, a community called Labo Labo. I actually didn't remember.
So he was a DC or MC for Esujamine. And one of the communities was Labo Labo.
Yes, so I remember I went to that community. It was the first time I used, was it the pontoon to cross the Akoso?
That was the first time for you?
Yes, that's many years ago. And I went there because there was
and those things you haven't used, like...
No. I'm talking about Ghana many years ago. And they had a water challenge, so I went there. So I remember when I requested to get his number, I typed it on my phone and I already had it as MC for Labo Labo or something. And so when I called him, I said, oh, I just remember that actually that was yes how I got to know you, because I came to deal with a water problem and eventually I spoke to you, and it was, I mean, it just tells you, because when I went there I realized I asked myself, what kind of services do people in these areas have? Because it looked very deprived. And so it's great that health, which is like a basic right, you're able to have the technologies needed to ensure that irrespective of where people live, they still can have access to quality healthcare without, you know, it being so expensive.
So we love the service. The cost is a problem for us. And so after having implemented for some time, what was your backup plan? I mean, if we still want to continue with it, do we need some assistance, etc.? I don't know. I've seen a lot of insults being held at the Minister for Health, Kando, but I think that he's just talking issues of value for money. I love the technology. Zipline, piloted in Africa from Rwanda, when it was introduced by Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, great initiative, but we're spending 500,000 USD on it every month. What should we be doing?
The minister should be able to explain to us.
I don't like the conversation about it transports textbooks and those things. I think that kind of waters down the
whole
conversation.
Idea.
But essentially, if we're having proper supervision, it should be transporting medical needs, right? And to have it transporting medical needs or essentials in hard-to-reach communities, I think that's a good technology.
I mean, fantastic.
How do we maintain it at $500,000 per month is a question for all of us to debate.
For me, perhaps the other reason people may be insulting the minister is because of how we have, again, politicized some of these things. And Roland, I mean, we've monitored news and current affairs stuff together. We've had a lot of judgment debt issues because one government comes in, thinks that this contract is not good enough, they cancel, and then we end up paying judgment debt. It may not end up bringing us judgment debts, but always the conversation is, must you cancel contracts that are signed by previous governments? And it looks like it happens between the NDC and the MPP, so maybe it could be the reason
it will happen. Some will happen, and then one day, if the NDC is not in and MPP comes again, it will happen.
Yes, but the minister should be able to explain to us that beyond the transition of governments, this is really a costs issue that we need to look at. So people who
what do you think about the cost? You think cool?
I mean, 500,000, well, there has to be a breakdown. I need to understand why it is costing that. If the minister doesn't think that we are getting value for money, he is at the helm of affairs. He probably may have some information that we don't have. But at the end of the day, what I'm looking at is, let's just look at it objectively and fairly and ensure that really what we're paying for is beneficial to the country, and we're also not cancelling because of political reasons.
Charlie. Newday's Oprah Winfrey, just giving us the highlights there. But what else we have? We have sports, then we have some great interaction.
Yesterday the Black Queens performed well.
Yeah, they did well. They did well.
2-0, but and I said when I was having that conversation with Mutala that even if they score us, I know that the ladies will deliver. And that's what they did.
So we have some great people watching us. So our question for the day for this morning segment is, what do you want to ask the Minister for Communications as he's coming into the studio to speak to us so far? It's not like we want to, assess him so far. We think he's been doing some great work so far. All right.
But it would be great to have
He's one of the performing ministers. Of course, he gets insulted a lot on social media. That one, it's Jata. Once you are Jata, you get insulted. But at the end of the day, what question do you want to ask him? That's Sam Joy. He'll be coming to the studio. I'm so good morning to some great people. Before we go for that question for this morning segment, lawyer Emmanuel Paddy, great friend of mine, wishing you all the best. And then also Madam Comfort Edem Todro, who currently is in Wake, in the Volta region, wishing you all the best for the day. Jane Ampofiduku, you live in Cape Coast, great lady, wishing you all the best for the day as well. And then we have some great international viewers. Mo Ajama is in Germany. I have Kwesi Mensah is in Albany, New York. Charlie, all of them are just Mozato too is there. Mejina Kwesi is also watching us, and Sherry Giovanni and the rest. But other morning segments.
Yes, and we just told you that we're having Sam Nate George in studio, the MP for Ningo Pram, also the communications minister. So what question do you want to ask him? Have you had your DSTV issues resolved as promised by Sam Nate George? I remember he telling the DSTV guys that if you're in Ghana, you must follow the rules of Ghana and all of that. So let's see whether he's been able to deal with that problem for you. But of course, we have the data issues which have been resolved as well. I'm sure now when you have some amount of money, you see the amount of data you have. And so, yes, calling and let us know what you think and what you expect of him to do beyond the ones he's done already. I think we already have somebody on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much.
You already have a call up.
Yes. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from, sir.
Yeah, Beatrice and Roland. My name is Collins.
Amamole.
Fantastic. Yes. Today you mentioned it correct. I have to say, let me take this opportunity to greet my one and only boy, Peter Apesi Mensah, Deputy Chief Executive LC, Shipyard, the finance man, and Ashmo, NBC Greater Caribbean Chairman. Sam George, he says I'm very disappointed, very disappointed in him because actions speak louder than words. I heard him almost 4-5 months ago. Today I'm not seeing anything. It seems like what he said is a fresh issue by a point. We are not seeing anything, no action about what he said. We are using me, I have DSTV, but I'm not seeing anything.
No, you are not saying anything. You are just saying you are not seeing anything.
That the previous government, what they use, they say multi-choice or they say multi-choice. Now, yes. It's come to reduce it drastically. But we are still using the old system. That's what I'm saying.
No, so they've increased the channels on the bouquets or the package.
Roland.
Collins, are you a DSTV subscriber? Say the truth and shame the devil.
Yes. You see,
Collins, are you a DSTV subscriber?
Yes.
Collins.
I'm saying the truth.
Okay.
You see?
Channel.
Roland, fine. If you said either you call him on phone or he's coming to your studio.
Yeah, he's coming to the studio.
Yes, and listen to what, yes.
Okay, I'll ask him. So,
okay.
So I do know that they've increased the channels on the bouquets. So I'm surprised that...
No, that's what people had issues with.
I'm surprised that as a DSTV subscriber like you, Collins Amamole, you don't know that the bouquets of your subscribed DSTV, the channels have increased. That's why I'm asking whether you're a DSTV.
Roland, this is not a matter of If my minister is doing well, I will appreciate you.
I understand you.
Roland, finally.
Yes, sir.
Because TV3 is the nation station. Look, I will appeal to President Mahama and Transport Minister. In the morning and evening, Masa is very bad. He's not good at all. Look, passengers are struggling before coming to home and they are very stressed. So President Mahama, bring more buses into the system, more data across the nation. Because it's terrible. If you are going to work or any place at all, today at Pokwasi, more than 100 passengers people are stranded and they get access doing what they want. Accra, 60 cities, 10 cities, 60
Collins,
cities.
thank you.
Thank you very much, Collins, for calling.
Collins is using 10 minutes to solve.
He's very charged this morning,
problem.
Yeah, but I think he talked about the minister promising to reduce prices, and you mentioned the channels.
So
and
initially he said he would reduce the prices, so they went back and forth.
Yes, but
so the compromise he was able to come to, or the NCA was able to come to with multi-choice or DSTV, was to increase the channels on the bouquet.
But did you see the reactions of people?
Yeah, people are not happy about
they
that,
didn't ask for increase
or
packages. They were asking for reduction.
Are you a DSTV subscriber?
No, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, so please call in.
Some people are happy. Some people are
happy.
Some people are happy for increasing the channels on the bouquets.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps those who are not concerned about the price, but I think that's what a lot of people were looking forward to. So it's great. Mr. Sam Nati George is coming in, and I'm sure he'll be able to give us some understanding of what's going on. Yes, so call in. The numbers are still displayed on your screen, and share your thoughts with us. We just had Colin sharing his thoughts, really, on what he thinks the minister should be doing. Well, I believe there are more messages coming in.
Yeah, so we have Alhaji on the line.
Oh, Alhaji is on the line. Hi, Alhaji.
Dasaba. Nah, Gombian.
Let me send my greetings to Chairman of the Armed Forces and Dr. Abubakar Wumbe, Director of Water Resource and Sanitation, and Shamima Musa and Yahweh Alasan, and Chief of Staff, Honorable Pierre, and Honorable Benata Yako, First Deputy Speaker of Parliament. I have a lot of questions. You need to ask Communication Minister for me. When they say voters are going to ask for the senator, now a lot of people do not have message to call, and some people saying that they close the Tigo. Still, people facing challenges. Another reason when you come, if you don't know how to set your phone, and you say that network, that Vodafone is not there again. Is not this again. So I just want you to tell the Communication Minister they should look about this program for us, because a lot of people don't know how to set their phone. If my phone mistakenly goes for somewhere, I can set it myself. But some people they can't. So they should look at that one. And the credit for the MTM, if you register 10 Ghana series, it will be quickly finished. So they need to talk to the MTM and the other networks. They should look about that airtime for us. But these people, some people in the Canada constituency, they don't have a good network. Some other region also don't have a good network. So I don't know how this program will face it.
Okay.
And so they need to look about this program. I think we can serve the people well. And the data too, I have programs because increase the data. And the people who buy 400 Ghana today, they can enjoy the data more than the people who buy 10 Ghana today or 5 Ghana today. So they need to look about those things and solve our program for us, because we can talk to them. But I want to conclude.
Alaji, thank you. Alaji, you've concluded. Thank you very much, Alaji.
Yeah. No, but I like the point he made. Because when you buy 100 cedis, it's just about, is it 7 or 9 gigabytes for data? And
that's
yet,
what you have been buying, small.
No, I don't buy that. I buy 300, 350. You get like 90 plus.
You're supposed to buy 399.
Yes.
Then you will enjoy the 2 something.
But I'm just saying that,
gig.
look at just the difference. 100 cedis, just less than 10. No, I don't. Okay. Less than 10. And then 200, I think is around 19. And then 300, it shoots up to 90 something gig. Sorry. I think there should be a way of, measuring.
Consumers
I don't
Association
think
of Ghana. You're one of them.
Maybe. I don't think it's. So I agree with that point. But I think we have another caller from Achimota. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for calling us from Achimota.
Good morning.
Your name,
good morning
please.
to your choice viewers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. I just want to confirm from you that Sam just said that he is going to reduce the price of DSTV or is going to increase the number of things that you can watch on DSTV. I remember he saying that he is going to reduce the price, not to increase the channels. You don't know what he said.
Go ahead with your point, please.
You see, Sam George needs to come and apologize to Ghanaians. Because what he did not decrease the prices. And that is what he said. That's what he promised. And we need to be fair to ourselves. If he said you are going to reduce the price and later it ends up not achieving your aim, the best thing you need to do is to come out and say that I apologize to Ghanaians. This is what I promised you, but I couldn't fulfill. But for him to just read around the bush and then be calling Ghanaians that, oh, you have increased the channels for you, if he's not being fair to us, please, Roland, when he comes on your show, let him know that he has showed Ghanaians on that side. He did not reduce the prices for us. And he should come back again and apologize to Ghanaians. Please. Thank you very much for your show.
Thank you too. Thank you very much for calling in from Ashimota. Mosquito General joins us on the phone. Hi, good morning, Mosquito General. Where are you calling us from?
I'm coming from Tamale. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tell us what's on your mind.
It's the community. Yeah. I would like to take the opportunity to greet our chairman, the WOP, and all the NDC people. And I also try to extend my visit to Mr. Roland and you yourself and all the TV3 members.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm trying to say that all the NDC officers, our ministers, from the communication officer down to all, now, if MPs were lucky to even have just one of these our members, I think they would have been blessed and they wouldn't have brought this country to this greatness. I want to stand here and thank our minister in charge of communication. Now, they are talking of that if somebody buys 5 series, the person doesn't enjoy, and if somebody buys 300, the person enjoy the megawatt and all those. Yes, take it as example, you go to buy forest. Somebody will buy forest 1 series, and somebody will buy forest 5 series. Who bring the forest and satisfy? So we should take that statistic. So they should always try to know that when you buy small, you have small. When you buy big, you have big. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, but this is my analysis. That is to, if you want to enjoy, they should try as much as possible to buy more so that they will add them more. That's to expect that I'll go and buy more and try to enjoy like somebody who go to spend money 300, 400, I will buy 1 CD and enjoy like the one who buy this amount. No, we should be honest with ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Roland. Did you hear that? If you sow sparingly, you reap sparingly.
Yeah.
Don't try to enjoy the same thing like those who are spending more.
So I have a couple of messages right here. This one is coming from Oseche Boateng, who says that Sam George was very vociferous in opposition, and he's in government and he's very calm. So you can clearly find a division and then also differences in the character. He should be hot as he was in opposition. And then this one is coming from Delight, who says that things have increased so far now. Now, if you pay for the family bouquet at 199 Ghana cedis, it is upgraded to compact and you watch almost everything or everything, she says. And so I think that he is doing a good job. All right. And then we have more comments coming through. So Jane Boateng says that Sam George is one of my best performing ministers for the John Mahama administration. So far, I'll put the finance minister first, Gavin Sagboja second, Okudzeto Ablakwa third, Sam George fourth, and certainly the agric minister will be fifth. So, hey, top 5 ministers. It's a very interesting lineup.
Yeah.
Finance minister, Kese Latoforsen, Gavin Sagboja, wow, Okudzeto Ablakwa, and then we have Sam George and Eric Opoku, agric minister.
Yeah.
Charlie.
I think we have Elsie on the line with us. Hi, Elsie. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for calling in. Tell us what's on your mind. Oh, Nelson, rather. Yes.
Yeah, Nelson. The minister is doing well, but you should look at when you buy credit bundle. When you buy bundle, small time, then you finish. You buy 10, we can't buy 100 cities, right? But if you buy 10 cities, 5 cities, actually. Small time there, the bundle you finish. So please, you should look out for that one for us.
Well, thank you very much, Nelson, for calling in. People with issues still on the bundle, but as you try to call in as well, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Kano Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, and many more. We offer hospitality and culinary arts as well, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. You can visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Let's go to Richard now, who joins us on the phone as well. Richard, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the This Morning segment on New Day. Tell us where you're calling us from. What's on your mind?
Okay, my name is Richard, and I'm calling from Nkoko.
In Kaukau. I hope you're well.
Yeah, we are all good here. Please, I would like you guys to just ask Sam George for us. The whole of Nkoko, let me put it this way, the way of Kwewu, the whole of Kwewu, we have not been enjoying digital services for over 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
What's the digital services?
If you can investigations that we've been having, I learned we've been petitioning him, but nothing of that sort has been done.
So if you can, forgive me, if you can clarify what you mean by you've not been enjoying, just what is the issue,
please? The service is off. It's been off for over 2 years.
Okay. So was the petition sent to the previous minister, Esela Usu, or it's been sent to the new minister?
It's been sent to the new minister.
Okay.
And then the network service over here is also very bad. Sometimes you get to your room to make a call, and then you wouldn't get even the service to even enjoy the call you are doing.
Are you calling from Nkoko right now? Because your line seems very clear.
This is what I'm talking about.
I said it's very clear. Okay.
I'm in my room. Yes.
Please go ahead with your point, sir.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that the network over here is very bad. Let me put it in this scenario. It's like you are Kokomilimne and then Circle. Nkoko is in that enclave. Or it's only when you get to Circle that you enjoy a better service, internet, core network. But the moment you move away from
Circle to Kokomeme or Newtown. The network is very bad. We've petitioned all those networks, but nothing has been done about it. And it's affecting those of us who took transfer from Accra to this place to come and work and defend Ghana. It's very bad. So please ask Sam George what he's going to do about it. And what he has been doing about it as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling us from Nkoko in the Eastern region. Yes, thank you. Mejina is joining us. Hi, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Mejina.
Thank you for having me. I'm also privileged that I have the opportunity to air my opinion this morning on your platform.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
I have some issues that bother the good people of Bono and its surroundings regarding the digital platforms. I mean, the TV digital platform that we supposed to enjoy. Our digital platform has been shut down during the previous administration, and we are not enjoying it. So I wonder why, in a part of Bono, we are being treated so. I don't understand that. So the minister, when he comes, he should address that issue for us. Give us assurance. Else, I personally will take the Ghana government to court, because they made us to buy the digital, I think the decoders, and it has become useless. We are not using it. So if you don't have the capacity to deliver that service, why did you tell us that you are going to digital platforms? Therefore, we should all go and buy that digital edition. At the end of the day, it's not coming. It's not cheating. It's Ghana. It's not part of Ghana. Again, let the minister be aware. Nowadays, the telecoms are taking undue advantage upon us. They are not giving us fair, a good service. You go and buy the credit, like I'll be making call. You will not be hearing me clearly. Sometimes the call will cut. Sometimes you will be on. Somebody say, I call you, your phone was on. So why that? And one thing that I want to applaud the minister correctly is that when you go to the telecom like MTN today, the queuing has reduced. As for that one, I will thank the MTN for updating themselves. I don't know if it is the minister who have given directives for them to do so. And also rural accessibility to network. So if I'm farming in a rural area or I'm staying in a rural place, doesn't mean that I should not get access to internet, network connectivity. And data cost too is so high. So they should do something about it for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But let me also say that I thank the Namibian. The guy is very brutal. Or a fantastic.
Imagine that's it. I don't sorry, all my fans. Let's take some messages. This one is coming from Mozato. Says, don't mind callings. I'm paying just 190 Ghana cedis for about 4 football channels. Even yesterday, they showed City, Barca, Newcastle, Everton, and all German Cup matches. What's he saying? Sizeless. Hey. Sam George is sizeless. Okay, so I have Bonti Benjamin. I'll read that. This blueprint from Esikadoki time. This minister, Sam George, I can't understand him in that there are more pressing issues at the communications ministry. Why has he turned himself into DSTV promoter every day? Now, just look at how these Momo fraudsters are duping innocent Ghanaians on a daily basis. Ghanaians deserve better rather than this mediocre PR gimmicks, you say. And then Aziz Donla, good morning to you, says that I wasn't a DSTV fan until the intervention by Sam George, the minister. I'm now paying DSTV in my home and joining it with my pregnant wife every day. Aziz Donla, your wife is pregnant. You didn't tell us. However, we have a very bad network connectivity in the Upper West region, Mr. Minister. what are your plans for us in the region as well? I think there's the Kwewu area one as well.
Yeah.
And then I think there seem to be outside city centers, we tend to have
Yeah.
that problem as well.
Yeah.
And then Bonti Benjamin says, please, what is the current status of Eltel Tigo and the merger and the takeover? Is he going by the merger with Telecel or something else on the table? Okay.
There's also a question from Simon Yeng, very quick one from Y in the Upper West region. It says, good morning, Beatrice and Roland. We were told some time ago that all mobile phone users should re-register all SIM cards with a Ghana card or risk losing them. We were told that all unregistered SIM cards would be deactivated after a certain period. The registration was to ensure that callers or SIM card users, especially miscreant, will be identified. My question to the minister is, how come that criminals can still use SIM cards to defraud innocent people without being caught? Does it mean that registration was just to extort money of a sort? Simon Yeng Wa in the Upper West region. So that's a question to the minister when he comes in to answer some questions. Thank you very much. Let's go to Isaac, who is on standby. He joins us on the phone as well. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where you're calling us from and what's on your mind.
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from Gushegun in the northern part of Ghana.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Good morning to Mr. Roland. I miss you somewhere, but since I still have you on TV3, I think that's okay. And now good morning to you, my sister.
Good morning, sir.
I want to use this opportunity to say good morning to our former MC, Honorable Yaja Dawini Obey, popularly known as Obey. And then the current MC, Honorable Adam Hafiz, for the good work they have done for the people of Gushegun Municipal. We are grateful. My contribution is about the DSTV subscription. I think in Ghana, most of us are workers, and then we also subscribe to DSTV. We have a particular interest. Like for me, I enjoy EPL and then the Spanish La Liga and then Bundesliga. So I think adding more channels with the same subscription, it has no value. We were on the reduction of the prices, but not addition of channels. When he came first on this matter, that was not what he told us. He said he will make sure they reduce the subscriptions. Now, the final day was addition of channels. I also watched him with one particular journalist that he was almost blasting the journalist. And the journalist told him that, the questions I'm asking you, I am asking you on behalf of the Ghanaians who have no privilege or the chance to ask you personally. So I'm just representing the voters. So you are talking to Ghanaians, you are not talking to me personally. I think his mood and language changed a bit. So I think for this one, for some of us, he has not done anything on the DSTV saga. He has not done anything. They should rather have reduced the prices instead of adding that channel because, well, we are preparing to go to work. When am I going to watch? That will be after 2 o'clock. Then at the end of the month, I'm subscribing again. So I think this is my contribution.
Thank you.
And I thank you so much for always updating us. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for calling us.
Very interesting comment so far.
Yes.
And it looks like it's around DSTV, the networks.
Yep. Yes.
The networks.
Yes.
DSTV, the networks.
Yeah.
And this one also is on one of the networks. Araba Seguamoni, good morning to you as well as Mr. Chikata. So please ask him that what's up with 80 network. Which one is 80?
That's Airtel Tigo.
Okay. The internet works as and when. Mobile money keeps embarrassing and disgracing us subscribers. In fact, you can't rely on that network, like it's that bad. And then hey, Araba Seguamoni, he said the way he was loud in opposition, he should be loud in power. Oh, Araba Seguamoni. Oh, Araba. I'm saying good morning to Aaron Brasso as well. And then more comments coming in as well. And Araba just threw me off guard. Professionally, I shouldn't be thrown off guard, but actually. So
let's go.
Then this one is coming from, we have a caller from,
yes,
but let me read this one from Sherry Giovanni. Sherry Giovanni says I should ask the minister, why is he not vociferous about the passage of the anti-LGBTQ bill? Because the fight has been left for Reverend Intim Fojo alone. And then his take on the removal of the now removed Chief Justice, Tokonu. He described her as the MPP woman organizer. Sherry Giovanni there with a message.
I'll not be surprised if the minister is listening, even as he makes his way to join us. But yes, we have another caller from Nungwa Barrier.
I'm sure he's not watching.
Nungwa Barrier in Accra.
He's busy with other things.
Yeah. Nungwa Barrier in Accra. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us what's on your mind. What do you think of what we're discussing?
Thank you, madam. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
I'm happy this morning you are bringing on board the communication minister. I'm a very fan of him, and I really got happy when he started the introduction of reduction of the communication prices, that's the telecommunication prices. And he was able to, bring in addition of the bandwidth that we were buying. I was very happy for him. It was just yesterday I sent him a private message on his Facebook. Well, I don't know whether he got it. I was asking whether if he's in Ghana or he's not in Ghana, or whether he has subscribed to the Elon Musk space network, that is not noticing the internet connection interruption that is happening in Ghana. Because it seems ever since we heard about some Saturday has cut the network cables under the sea. The network has never been good since at now. I wonder if we in Accra, just in Nungwa, we are facing these network challenges. What about those in the rural side and those outside there? And I know it's not me alone. When you go to Facebook, people are complaining, especially Telecel. You buy the bundle, the HOS, you won't be able to use it, and it expires, they take it back. So if you negotiate and they give us a cheap network, but they give us a cheap bundle, but yet you are not able to exhaust and they take it back, then what is the essence of the cheap or the reduction this and that you want to back it? There is no essence of it. So I think that we should push these people to resolve this issue. The network operators, we should push them. So I just want you people to tell the Honorable Minister that he should be on their neck. They can't give us this sort of network.
Thank you so much, sir. What's your name, please?
Please, I'm Isaac Ano from Nungwa.
Isaac Ano, okay, from Nungwa Barrier. Thank you so much for calling us.
Well, certainly. So this one is coming from Kofi Kwating Amanin Kukro. Good morning to you, Ms. Amanin Kukro. And send some long one about zipline. And attributes Professor Titus Bayo. So he says, until 2018, when zipline was introduced, how were these hard-to-reach health facilities served with essential drugs? How much were we spending on these, on the deliveries to these communities by way of the commodities? I've listened to Titus Bayo, MP for Lambusi and board chair for Kolebu. I was scandalized that he said it has been observed that essential commodities that zipline delivered constituted only 0.1%. And here we have a staggering 500,000 USD bill every month. What is worrying is that the contract is a pay or take arrangement. This contract, in his estimation, needs to be reviewed. And then he says, for Sam George, the quality of service by some mobile network operators keep depreciating. What has happened to the NCA's regulatory functions and sanctions to those failing to deliver good quality of service? Very important, very important, very important. All right. And then we're having one more. Shadrach says we should go for a break. Okay, Shadrach. We're going for a break. We'll be right back. critically, let's do some discussions. And we told you that, well, the Member of Parliament of Pandai, Martin Yindam, and his legal team, they've decided to give it another go. So there's an appeal to that High Court ruling that says that the election which led to his election in 2024 in Pandai should be rerun. And since that is being contested, we want to expansively take a look at the subject and then what the merits of the case in itself is, the facts in issue, and then we'll see whether we can have a broader conversation in relation to all the disputes that erupted or after that 2024 parliamentary elections, some of those isolated ones, and how they fared so far. And then the second one is a very thorny issue. Zipline came into Ghana, great technology, providing or intended to provide essentials for health services to hard-to-reach communities. Many of us know many hard-to-reach communities as well. But we're just getting the latest from the Ministry of Health that it looks like there's no money for value for money for that $500,000 that is paid to the operators every month. However, we seem to be divided on the subject. We need the technology. The value for money undertaking is also critical in discussing the subject. Should we continue with it with a bill of $500,000 every month, or we need to take a look at the take or pay, or however, whatever agreement as it is being signed with the operators or being run with the operators? I have right here Director Legal, NDC, also CEO for National Petroleum Authority. He's right here. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Roland. Good morning to my ever vivacious, Solomon Owusu and Dr.
Jebuntie Zato. And then we have Dr. Jebuntie Zato of Sisala East. He'll be contesting again for the MPP primaries. He's gearing himself up. So far, it doesn't look like there's any other candidate. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Roland. Good morning. Good morning, CEO, and good morning. Have you seen that the CEO and Solomon, their dresses are matching the yellow of the...
Look, it has red.
But he has yellow.
I was thinking that this morning, what you do is to tell the good people of this country that the road from Navrongo, Chana to Katu into the Sisala area, President John Dramani Mahama has put it under the big push.
I've done that.
Hold on. You should be singing that praise every day. Okay. Every day you get the opportunity to be on TV, you must say President John Dramani Mahama. The road from Navrongo to Chana, Katu, right into the Sisala area, into Wa. You have put it under big push. Regardless of our politics.
It's not the only one.
Regardless of our politics.
It's not the only road. The one from Wa, Han, Jeffrey, it has also been done. And I'm saying
that they've been done.
They put it there. Yes. The last time I ran into the Minister of Finance here, I spoke to him. He said yes, they released the money.
Our politics.
I've always done that.
You ran into the Minister of Finance.
I ran into the Minister of Finance here
when was that?
Some 3 weeks ago. And I also spoke to him. I also spoke to him and he said release, and I've done that. I also ran into Mr. Sohine here and I've done that. So thank you very much. I'm saying that
we are going to do
thank you.
I just want
I was telling you to thank them first before you come and do the propaganda.
Also on Saturday, I actually sat here and I said that I wish that the tax cut they have done, they would have added it to the big push money. And you see, Agboza was saying that the money they gave him is not enough. Agboza was saying the money they gave him is not enough. So I added that.
I am particularly happy for that particular
yes,
corridor.
It's very, very important.
It connects two major regions.
Yeah. Two major regions.
Upper East
and the Upper West.
And then the Upper
And even for
West.
national security reasons, it's so important that, you see, they want this. So that bridge is off. So if the bridge is off, every traffic to there must come through the west. So I'm really, and the president, they want to, the Bole, Bamboy, look, those things I've said, I am a big fan of the big push.
Absolutely.
And I pray and hope that the big push is completed. And I want it to be done. And when it is done, and I've said that, I will give praise where praise is due. Let the big push be done.
Yeah, but you
and
said,
good morning to my brother Batagli.
Bataglia. Say Bataglia. Don't say Bataglia. Say Bataglia. Bataglia. That's the emphasis.
Let me introduce you for Sisala is for the avoidance of doubt.
His name is Mohammed Bataglia.
Yes.
He says he'll be the next MVP.
Calm down.
Be calming down.
Coming down. And then I have the United Party Director of Communications right here, boss. How are you?
I'm good, Roland. It's very interesting how Zato has all of a sudden.
He said he loves Big Push, but I know that Asenso Boachi. He says he doesn't like the Kumasi.
So they call him
Road,
they call him
Expressway.
I think he's committed a political sin.
No,
that for the rest of his political
he will never come out of it.
He will be explaining himself.
Yes,
like the boys say, you go explain the no evidence. Look, you see, in political...
So but he is a big...
No, hold on. In political communication, there are certain things you don't commit. And that's exactly what Asenso has done.
What he's done.
You see, when you tell a politician that you can't do this, that's why he will do it.
But what's wrong with the he said he sent a direct message.
There's context in what Asenso said.
He says that he concluded the statement.
Let me pose it this way. Because from when I read the statement, and then subsequent, I think yesterday I even read something more from him. The premise of his argument, Eduji, is that he feels that we're not in a good place financially, even though we're recovering as a country. So we need to cut waste or
There's
reduce waste.
In what he said.
You see,
so that's the argument.
Historically, when Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah decided to do the motorway, at that time, even Great Britain had issues with having such a motorway or expressway. The then opposition described the motorway as a luxury project. Why? Because at that time, the combined population of Ghana was just 6 million. Fast forward, we are 32 million. I mean, just look briefly, Ghana without the motorway, connecting Tema and Accra, for all these years, over 50 years of that project.
And we are now expanding the motorway.
We are now trying to, after 50 years, trying to expand it. Thankfully, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo put that expansion project, 300 million, and President Mahama had continued with it. Beautiful.
So there's a lot of policy continuation.
Absolutely.
In some cases, people are prepared to share credit.
I'll give you time to respond.
President Mahama, with the benefit of governance and having led before, decided that project commenced by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he will continue with speed and purpose. That is the kind of leadership we've always clamored for. Now, the point I want to make is that when Osajifo decided to do that project, the opposition then didn't think into the future and said it was luxurious, was it necessary? But Osajifo decided that let me do it for the sake of posterity. Today we look back and we say this is good. You see the concerns raised by Asenso.
He says that we should cut waste. That's his argument.
I always say this. Doc, can we not walk and still chew corn?
We can and we should.
Solo, can we not walk and still chew corn?
Sure.
Chew gum. Don't say corn. Do you walk and chew gum?
Let me say corn.
Yes.
I like corn.
Yes, you can walk.
You can be walking and be chewing corn.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Asenso, we can be fixing the project you have concerns about, and at the same time do this expressway. The two are not mutually exclusive. The doing of one does not mean you cannot do the other. And so that statement he put on paper to President John Dramani Mahama will continuously hurt his politics for the rest of his political distance. Because President Mahama is determined to do the expressway. How many kilometers is it? All you have to do is to give it out in lots. And it will be done. And they are financed for it.
When it comes,
but you support Asenso.
When it comes,
he got it so wrong.
I am a big fan of the big push. Specifically, I'm a big fan of the big push from Wa all the way to Chichilega. I'm a big fan. If they want to put rail, whatever you want to put there, I'm a big fan. I support it 200%. Now, a policy maker who was also a minister of Road has come up with a statement. After all, I've not read it very well. I don't know the nuances involved. But I think that's something that we have to contextualize it. What I know is that we need roads and we need better roads, we need this. And so between from here to Kumasi, if it is dualization, hallelujah. If it is expressway, hallelujah. Whatever it is, we need to get that road expanded. We need to get that road done better. It will cut down travel time between two of Ghana's biggest cities. It will save lives. It will improve our economy. So the context and the nuances here, I leave them. But at the end of the day, if we wake up 3 years from this, 4 years from this, and see that that road is completed, whether expressway, whether, whether dualization, no matter how it ends, I'll be glad. But I'm also sometimes happy that when the debate is about policy,
yes,
I love that. Because this is a policy maker, a former minister of road, who has put his ideas literally on paper, as you've said. That means that we can now read them, we can contextualize them, and sometimes history
But you
will
see,
judge.
the bottom line is that he thinks that President Mahama should do this and not this.
It's okay.
That's
He's
the
a politician,
line.
and that is what he thinks his ideas. And probably if he was president today,
Ashanti,
maybe that is how he will prioritize it. The question
can you imagine the
3 years
two
after
most powerful
today, 3 years
towns
after today, the
connecting them?
people of Ashanti one and Ghanaians in general will then have both concepts. They will have a Asenso statement, they will have the government statement, and they will say which one of them delivered. Ghanaians will do that. And when that time happens, they will deliver a verdict.
The truth of the matter is that when you go into Ashanti history, there is a particular person whose name is always mentioned. That name is called Kwame Tua. Kwame Tua was someone that, as it were, sold the people of Ashanti. He was always leaking information.
With the British.
With the British. So in Ashanti history, anytime you hear the name Kwame Tua, yes, it means someone that is working against the development of Ashanti. And they say Asenso Boakye has now become the Kwame Tua of Ashanti region. You see, a couple of months ago...
Prosper is watching us.
Isn't that very harsh?
A couple of months ago,
one day
we have Gabi Asarotri that could go to the UK and make a statement to the extent that when some of them were discussing the idea of getting Ashanti region interchanges here and there, we had some MPs in Ashanti region who were kicking against that. But
was it true?
No, but what Asenso Boakye has done is an ample testimony that a big project like this, you say from a technical point of view. Which technical point of view? You did planning, I did land economy. Which technical point of view? Is the most useless recommendation to be given by any so useless a recommendation. President Mahama must not listen to the likes of Asenso.
He had not listened.
If he has any intention of listening,
it has been thrown into
the committees of our time who are kicking against the development of Ashanti will be resistant with the last bloodiness. Asenso cannot.
Thankfully, he doesn't speak for Ashantis.
That's the point I'm making this morning, that the committee and him will be taken out. Expressway, you know how people are dying on that route. If by miraculous design, the current administration says they want to engage or embark on an expressway, you better write and thank them. You see, that is where our politics must get to. And that is why this morning I'm happy that Zato is praising this administration. I've said that our politics must move a notch higher. That when something is going right, praise them. When they are doing something wrong, call them out. That is what any responsible opposition party does. Not what Asenso Boakye has done. So for me, if the president is not going to listen to that, I trust the judgment of my brother Edudi here, that the president is not going to listen. They will do it. I see the fear of Asenso. Asenso must not be worried. The United Party has come. We have what it takes to fight this current NDC. As for the MPPs, they're gonna, but we will stand in and fight the NDC.
I have a particular interest in that project. You know, my in-laws are from Kumasi.
Of course, you are a Kumasi boy.
So I have a personal... In fact, I went to the Rose Minister personally. I said, Minister, give me all the assurance that this expressway is...
But you know, you collect 3 regions, Greater Accra, Eastern, and Ashanti.
He said, look, it is going to...
And it's also going to connect the northern section of this country. So why would you not advise Asenso that what he did was wrong?
You should withdraw the letter.
No, and apologize to the people.
Let's what makes you think I have access to him?
As you are doing this morning, is he not hearing?
What makes you think that I have access to him?
So that questions how he was made the Minister of Roads and Highways.
Drink some water.
Let me drink it.
Today happens to be my very good brother, our Western Regional Communication Officer, Richard Kirk Mensah, his birthday. So I think
West
it's
Ghana
only,
Gas,
exactly, at the corporate affairs, and today happens to be his birthday. So let me use your platform,
Richard Kirk.
esteem platform.
Brother, happy birthday to you.
Bleda. We'll meet in Takrady second day.
Okay. But the appeal by Martin Yindam and his legal team, what do you make of it in the first place as director of the legal directorate of the NDC?
Okay, so I want to look at it in this context. The laws of this country allows a person who is not happy with the outcome of parliamentary election to have that challenged. I think I need to put a certain historical context to it, maybe factual. If you recall, immediately after the declaration, our candidate, Daniel Nsala, went to the court, the High Court in Tamale. When he filed the petition, lawyers for Mr. or Honorable Matthew Yindam actually applied to the court to have it struck out as being premature. And their contention was that at that time, our candidate should have waited for the gazetting of the result before mounting the petition action. So quickly, the lawyers withdrew the petition so filed and waited until the Electoral Commission itself now gave an indication that on the 6th of January, this is the Gazette notification. So in an affidavit deposed to by Matthew Yindam himself, he attached what he claimed to be the Gazette by the Electoral Commission. He attached it to his application. Now, this application that Matthew Yindam actually put before the court, subsequent to that, the MP, that's the NDC parliamentary candidate, now issued a fresh, now issued a fresh petition after this Gazette. And if you look at the deposition by Matthew Yindam, one of the things that he said in his affidavit in support, which is sworn to, and you see, when we say deposition, you swear to. What it means is that if you lie, you risk perjury. Now, in the deposition that he put before the High Court, one of the things that he said is that I just want to read, that available records show that the parliamentary election results of 7 December 2024 nationwide, including that of Pandai constituency, were published in the Gazette or gazetted by the Electoral Commission on 6 January 2025. Attached hereto and marked as Exhibit this is the page of the Gazette relative to Pandai constituency, a soft copy attached hereto. So pursuant to this, the NDC candidate then withdrew the application, the petition, and refiled it based on the 6th of January Gazette notification. Now, after the High Court in Tamale had delivered its judgment, after calling witnesses, both the Electoral Commission came to testify, he himself testified, through his witnesses, and our candidate equally testified. The High Court judge in Tamale delivered the judgment. Now you are the Supreme Court saying that at the time the NDC candidate filed the petition, the 21 days gestation, the 21-day period had elapsed. And for that matter, the High Court was bereft of jurisdiction.
What's your opinion? That there's no merit in this?
Completely without merit. Because, hold on, I've just read the affidavit deposed to by Yindam, where he himself swore to the court that on my honor, the Pandai Gazette relative to Pandai constituency declaration is 6th of January. Now you are before the Supreme Court. Now telling the Supreme Court that no. It is not on the 6th. I lied.
I'm surprised at your position because
and that I have engaged. Hold on, I have engaged in perjury. And so look, the deposition is before a superior court, the High Court. Always remember that an application for certiorari is a discretionary remedy. So even when you have satisfied all, the court can still deny you based on your conduct. And when you have deposed to an affidavit telling the High Court subsequently that I lied, that when I told the High Court in my affidavit that the declaration and the gazetting was on the 6th of January 2024, I peddled on truth before the High Court. I mean, how can you do this? And I'm surprised.
Because, the reason I was questioning was that this follows greatly what the minority leader had also espoused in his press conference and thought that the judiciary, based on his position and his assessment, was becoming almost like one that was being controlled or manipulated.
You see, when I heard my learned senior, Afenyo Makin, make that statement and described the whole thing as kangaroo, I felt pain within me. Look, I am not speaking about somebody's lived experience. My own experience. Look, I recall vividly our MP for Asenov, Jachi Kwesin.
The Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister. Okay.
At the time Jachi Kwesin, this thing came. Remember that we're going to have the speaker's election on the 6th of January, the 9th. So,
of 2021.
Yes. The High Court judge
2024
in Cape Coast, there was supposed to be a demonstration in Winneba. So the High Court judge in Cape Coast was given a special warrant, listen carefully, was given a special warrant to go and hear an injunction application to restrain the NDC supporters. Then they brought an ex parte application for injunction to restrain Jachi Kwesin. When the judge saw it, he said, oh, this one they should come on notice because you are seeking to restrain a member of parliament duly elected. Guess what happened? Our law firm represented Mr. Jachi Kwesin. Myself and my senior Amaliba worked on that thing.
The case?
The case. So we quickly filed affidavit in opposition to the injunction application before the High Court judge in Cape Coast. Guess what happened? We were clear because we had raised certain critical constitutional issues. That one, Article 94, which has to do, he owes allegiance to no other country but Ghana, requires constitutional interpretation. But because the last time it came up was Bilson and Rawlings, where the High Court judge took the view that the question as to whether a person owes allegiance to a country other than Ghana simply means that you cannot stop Jerry Rawlings from contesting the 1992 election because, in your view, Bilson's claim was that Rawlings' father was a Scottish, and therefore he was a dual national. The High Court judge, Bonzi, took the view that having served in the Ghana Army and having become head of state for almost 11 years, it was ridiculous for anybody to now come and say that Jerry Rawlings was a dual national and for that matter. So we felt that this was an opportunity for the Supreme Court to construe what it means when you say a person owes allegiance to a country other than Ghana. So in our affidavit in opposition, we raised those constitutional matters. Guess what? The day we went to the High Court on the 6th of January in the morning for the ruling on the injunction, we got to court only for the judge to say that he's granted the injunction. Listen, no, he's granted the injunction to restrain Jachi Kwesin.
Was he untoward?
From 1972, even Moro, Igala, and the rest, there had never been any instance where, prior to the hearing of an election petition and concluded, the MP-elect had been restrained. Because we did the legal research. There was no search. Guess what? The judge restrained us. And this is where it gets interesting. But the day before, I had a senior party official called me and said, Edwiji, I've worked within the national security setup. My intel shows that the injunction will be granted. So I said, senior, it cannot be. He said, no, Edwiji, leave that one to me. I've worked with the national security of this country. This is where my intel within government sources. So the injunction will be granted, so prepare. So myself and my senior prepared our notice of appeal and stay of execution before we went to court in Cape Coast. So while the judge was reading, while the judge was reading the injunction ruling, we quickly stepped out to go and file the notice of appeal and the stay of execution. The registry was close to us. We couldn't even get the opportunity to file the notice of appeal.
You mean the registry was closed or the registrar was not around?
Look,
none of the court registrars?
And you see, what we have seen in this country, my learned senior Afenyomakin had no idea.
Oh, you can't make those conclusions.
No, he has.
You know that he's a senior to you at the bar.
Oh, completely.
He's
and
been
I
a long
respect.
standing.
Oh no, he himself knows.
So you cannot make those suggestive comments.
Look, I respect his law. I respect his law. But he has no idea what a kangaroo judiciary looks like. He has no idea.
You mean he hasn't gone through those experiences?
He's never even gone through that experience. Why do I say so? Look, I have always maintained that my learned senior is a very privileged person. Do you know why I say that? In Jachikwesin, I saw the other side of the law. Look, we'll leave Accra morning by 5 a.m. with Mr. Chachuchikata and our then national chairman, Chairman Ampofo, to the High Court. You know, then there was a court of appeal sitting in Cape Coast. We'll file stay of execution application before the High Court. Yes, I will. Before the High Court in Cape Coast, the Court of Appeal in Cape Coast. You even go there with Mr. Chachuchikata and unanimous by court, application for stay, so and so, dismissed. In fact, one thing that caught my attention, and I'll conclude on this. We had raised an issue in our notice of appeal and others. We've raised an issue that the matter on Jachikwesin, which borders on Article 94, required the Supreme Court interpretation. So we made a prayer before the Court of Appeal in Cape Coast that, my lords, because there's an interpretation matter, by reason of Article 132, we plead that you stay your proceedings and refer that constitutional matter to the Supreme Court for interpretation. Do you know what happened? The Court of Appeal in Cape Coast denied us the opportunity. Said no, the application was without merit, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what happened? The same matter that the Court of Appeal refused us, we now went for a certiorari application at the Supreme Court to say that what the Court of Appeal did was untoward. The Supreme Court denied us the opportunity. Now, lo and behold, we were there, the same plaintiff whose lawyers has resisted any application for referral to the Supreme Court, now issued a fresh writ at the Supreme Court asking for interpretation, and the Supreme Court assumed jurisdiction over it.
Well, to you as an experienced lawyer, that's not good.
So you see,
is that no?
So when I hear my senior Afenyomakin made a point that what we are seeing is a kangaroo, I said, look, senior, you have no idea what we have lived. This is our lived experience. Look, imagine somebody like Senior Chachuchikata. You will leave Accra by dawn, 5 a.m. And by 7, we are in Cape Coast Court of Appeal. We're just being tossed here and there, until finally the Supreme Court, which had earlier in an application for referral refused us, now says they have jurisdiction to interpret Article 94 relative to Jachikwesin, which eventually led to them, saying that he is not qualified to be in Parliament. Then we had to go for the by-election.
And so your contention is that...
So my contention is that we've not even gotten to the point where anybody can describe what has happened in the Matthew Nyindam, conversation as a kangaroo judiciary. No, it is not a fair assessment of...
I want to build on where he just landed. So it's obvious that depending upon where you stand or where you're sitting, you have serious problems with the court.
I don't understand.
From what he just said, when they were in the position, they didn't get justice, or they saw the other side. He kept saying the other side. He's a practicing lawyer, probably he doesn't want to go to the other side. He kept talking about the other side of the judiciary. He's not mentioning, but you can, in fact, you can read from it. He's saying that there were things that happened to them because they were in opposition. That's what you get.
Is that your understanding of mine?
That's my understanding. That's my understanding. What he's saying. Now, you've also heard Afenyo Market also saying that there are things happening to them now that because they are in opposition, it looks like kangaroo court. We now have a situation in this country, which is where we've got to right now, that if you are in government, you almost always agree with what the courts are saying.
You think that's why Eduji is doing?
Almost all the time. And then if you are in opposition, you almost always think that the courts are out to get you. My question is, that cannot and should not be justice. Justice should be, it shouldn't matter whether you are in government or whether you are in opposition. It shouldn't matter where you stand. It should matter that people should be able to read judgments and be able to, it doesn't matter. People going to court should be able to say that, look, it doesn't matter where I am, I'll get justice. But so far, it doesn't seem to be that. That's my number one thing. Number two, politicians in Ghana, and especially MPs, are almost always hell-bent on politicizing the court. And they've done that successfully over the years. And now, sometimes it's funny, they themselves, sometimes led by lawyers, they politicize the court. And then immediately after that, they are the same people who will run to the media to now talk about politicization of the court. When the NDC was in position, there were even times where they will mass up at the court. You've seen that. You've seen MPs literally march to the court. What are you doing marching up to the court? It's a form of political intimidation. We've seen that. Now we've seen a similar thing happen again now that when they did that, MPP that was in power, they said, they criticized it. Today, a similar thing is happening. The same NDC MPs are now in parliament, they're okay. Is the MPP who are now also marching up to the courts.
So what do you think should be the status?
My point is that why? There has to be something in the water that when these people drink, that it makes them behave this way. Or is it that, do they have reasons to believe that when they are in opposition, either party, that they don't get justice? Do they have a reason to believe that? If they do, then something must be done, especially since they are the lawyers.
During the period of the Jachi Kwesi case, were you in Ghana or you were in Canada?
Yeah, I was in Ghana.
What did you make of the seemingly some of the instances that had been portrayed on public discussion platforms at the time, and then also that he had made reference to on this table in terms of how the processes of whether it was filing or also using the various tools or that you have within your remit as a lawyer or somebody who is a plaintiff
again
to be able to seek some remedies?
As a non-lawyer, I don't want to go into some of these intricacies. Then
I'm not asking you to comment on substantive cases.
Yes.
I'm talking about the public opinion items that became very key in people forming their judgments.
So this is
about
the point.
How, let's say, Jachi Kwesin's case was.
That's where I'm coming. It seems to me. Again, I'm making it broader because I cannot be very specific because I don't know the nuances.
You said you were in Ghana.
I was in
Please
Ghana.
make it.
But he was in the court and he has privileged information. He was in the arena. He had privileged information. I don't have, because if probably the only person that could speak counter to what he's saying would probably be the opposing lawyer. Then he could say, me too, I was there. I wasn't there, so I cannot be that specific. I agree with you. I'm not privileged with that information, so I cannot be that specific. That's why I'm talking about the general issues that we look. Everybody agrees that we need some legal reforms. So why is it not happening? If all political parties have not agreed, those who have ruled this country, say that when they are in opposition, they don't get justice and fairness, but it seems when they are government, they get. Why is it that? That is something that the Ghana Bar Association does, especially we now have a new Chief Justice, and the Chief Justice who is likely going to be there for a year. He has a lot of work to do to try to demystify it, if it's a mystery, or to try to depoliticize the court, because we have no other option. And I know that politicians will not do that. But there's one thing that always worries me, that the same, and I want to talk about it, and Eduji is good here. How come a judge, then after all the arguments, you say, okay, I'll give a ruling on Monday. They will come on Monday, he said, this is my ruling, but I'll give you the reasons on Friday. Why?
It happens.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Let me give you a classic example. You know, in the year 2020, the Electoral Commission decided that they will change the old voters card. So I was counsel for the NDC, and we went to the Supreme Court. When we went to the Supreme Court, the court heard all the arguments and gave its orders and deferred its reasoning to another day.
I'm saying it's common. It's one normal. My point is why?
It's a norm.
My question, why? Because I don't understand
it's
it.
A norm.
Why do they do that?
So you don't raise why?
I am.
The judge will give the orders and defer the reasoning to another time.
Why?
It's a norm.
Good. My point is, why can't the judges do both? Issue the and give the reason on the same time. Is it a matter of time?
No. I was surprised that my senior Afenyo Makin then raised issue. Recently, recently, this Kwabna Edubwai, he went to the Supreme Court to challenge a decision by the High Court judge on disclosures. You recall?
Yes.
The day they went to the court, the Supreme Court delivered its ruling, refusing the Sessorara application and the prohibition, and deferred its ruling to another day. So it's a normal.
Again, I'm not saying it's normal, and I'm not saying it's associated with one particular.
I want to know why.
I'm saying that they keep doing that. Why?
Okay.
Because see, as an academic, I get a paper to review, a manuscript to review. If I'm rejecting it, I don't send it back to the editor and say, I'm rejecting this but give me 2 months or 1 month, I'll come back and tell you why.
Because you have to write a judgment.
Exactly. No,
but you have to write a judgment.
So is it a matter of time? My question is it a matter of time? Is that why they delay? Is it a matter of time?
They have to write the judgment.
I agree. So is it time they want? Is that why they give one and give later? If it's time, you are the judge. If I know that I cannot give my reasoning in 1 week, I'll postpone the case too long.
Is it your thought that perhaps you think that period where that vacuum is created creates some tension?
It creates a lot of room for wild
speculation
and conspiracy theories. And now my argument then is that grace period leaves to people to now wait until, and that also contributes to undermining of the judiciary. Because now we are talking about something that we don't know. All of a sudden, look at, I saw almost everybody when this Jody Lumba's this came.
Yes.
When people were, but the moment it came, we were like, wow, this, so far, everybody said this an excellent. So my question is, couldn't both had happened if it was time that was restraining the woman? If she couldn't do it at that time, why couldn't? So I think that the judges or the judicial system is not doing itself any good by creating this amount of room for people to now conjecture, for people to now come with conspiracy theories, and then you come out. It's not that. But thirdly, I'm coming to the actual case we started because again, I'm not allowed to talk about this.
That's the
Nyendam case. For me, it seems increasingly our political system, our electoral system is beginning or always trying to reward hooliganism at coalition centers. When we started this democratic experience, the problem was snatching of ballot boxes. You realize that. All of a sudden, that has disappeared. Nobody is trying to snatch a ballot box again.
It happened in the last election.
Yes, I'm saying it's almost
even in 2020.
It's not a major issue now. The reason why I'm saying this is because the reforms we've done as a electoral process have come to make snatching of ballot box almost redundant. Because even if you snatch the ballot boxes, all the candidates have their pink sheets. It's also being recorded. So the violence is now, and the hooliganism is now moving toward coalition centers. In all of that, so if you look at almost all the things, people storm because if there are 5 police stations in this constituency, and by the time, sometimes because of the distance and everything, by the time we are going to a coalition center, I know what I'm winning or losing. One, no winning candidate will storm a coalition center to stop voting, to stop counting, because he already has his pink sheets that he's winning. It's possible only losing candidates and their people storm coalition centers to prevent this from happening. My point is that, and in this particular case that we're seeing in them, if you see who stormed the police station, who stormed the coalition center, and there are videos to show that it was NDC people in the pickup who stormed the place, necessitating the moving of those positions to Tamale. It has been declared there. My point is that if we don't do something, national security, election security, all IPAC and everything, we must be able to provide coalition centers as fortified security zones. Make it almost impossible and impenetrable to prevent hooligans from storming that place to disrupt. If not, almost every losing candidate will copycat. We shouldn't let Pandai be the test case and be a copycat case. We shouldn't let losing politicians in our elections copy what happened in Pandai, because if we let that happen, we are going to serious case. And that, so for me, this should be something what I think we should learn to make sure that from now onwards, let's create coalition centers that are impenetrable, that makes it almost impossible for anybody to storm and disrupt it. If that had happened, if the security and safety, that is why, look, in this, sometimes I always say, I praise the police for what they are doing. But in this particular case, the police did not cover themselves in glory with what happened in Panda. Because once you allow people to penetrate there and do this, they didn't do well. So going forward, our national security, our police and election task force must be able to ask themselves, how can we create coalition centers that are so safe and secure that we do it? Because if we do that, we will not be where we are today. Okay. And that is the only lesson we can do, because if not, we will be rewarding hooliganism.
And you know, in the instant case of the Pandai situation, we had a storming in, so not all the pink sheets and the various ballot papers for the polling stations were added to the initial one. So 41 was under contention at the time. Now, we've come to a substantive issue where even the minority leader goes on to make a statement about the judiciary, which puts its reputation into disrepute. When we know that over the last, I have to say, 2 years, the performance of the judiciary had been a subject of public scrutiny in the eyes of the public opinion. So how do we just oppose that with us? His opinion and the outcome of this?
First of all, we shouldn't allow the MPP to set the agenda for anybody.
You mean, you think that's what they are doing?
That's what they are doing, especially Afenyo. We should not allow him to set any agenda for anybody. Okay, because you see, the facts do not support what he sought to do the last time. I've said that his weak leadership is what has collapsed the MPP. The truth of the matter is that in April of this year, April 2025, there was a ruling from the same High Court involving the Obuasi East parliamentary issue. Is that not the case? Remember, the returning officer in Obuasi East had originally proclaimed the NDC candidate as the winner, Samuel Abuaje of blessed memory, as the winner of election 2024. When he went to court, judging by the argument of Zato and Afenyo and co, it means the court should have upheld what was proclaimed at the constituency level, if the court was that biased. But the court said no. In spite of the fact that the returning officer proclaimed the NDC candidate as the winner, the facts did not suggest so, so they overturned it and made Boachi Yadom as the winner of that election. At that time, I didn't hear MPP and this minority go and make any press conference to say that indeed the said judge was what?
The kangaroo judge.
Kangaroo judge also.
But why is this an
was playing to the gallery? Now, I just want to disprove this fact that that has not been the case. Cases have gone to court where MPP has won some. This one is not even a victory to anybody. He said, rerun. Who has won in this Panda case? The course they go back and have another election, say someone has won.
Well, they are contesting it.
Yeah, but the point is that in Sawam 2, you remember in Sawam Adwajiri, Anadombre, did the matter not go to court? Judging by what Afenyo did, it means the court is a kangaroo court, so they should have affirmed the position of the NDC. What did the court say? Did the court not say that Anadombre won? Did we hear the NPP come and organize such a bogus press conference to disturb the peace of everyone? In any case,
a whole minority leader.
In any case, like Edgy has said, this whole case, they filed it somewhere December before they withdrew. In December, who was the president of this country? Was it not the MPP? So it started from their time. It started under the embattled or removed Chief Justice. They assigned some of these judges by his utterance. Is he saying that the judge that was assigned during the Eswal administration was also a kangaroo judge that was deliberately put there to do mischief? That cannot be the case. You went to court. And let me say that we must not sacrifice or shortchange the will of the people under any circumstance. That people wake up early in the morning to go and queue to vote for a particular candidate. Now, a returning officer who is influenced sit somewhere, and then shortchange the will of the people. Is that what you want to promote? Nobody must entertain that. So that if an election is held and any person feels aggrieved, elections are governed by rules and laws. So that the returning officer flaws anything, you, the affected person, must not pick arms. You must challenge the status quo. Go to court. But have you forgotten that Afenyo, who organized this press conference, was urging us to be going to court? Go to court. If there is anybody who has benefited substantially from our judiciary, Afenyo, he could go to court.
You can't make this allegation.
He could go to court.
So you can't make this allegation.
12 o'clock, by 3 o'clock, he has an answer. In fact, he was able to cause the Supreme Court to empanel on a Friday in the history of our court. And he's the same person bastardizing the judiciary.
But there were officials of the judiciary who made those decisions.
You see, when you are led by someone...
You see, like Solo is saying, I mean, it's important we bring clarity to this. Like Solo says, look, I have practiced small. At least I'm in my 12th year.
It's enough.
Look, I have never, in the last 10 years, seen the Supreme Court sit on Friday. I've never.
Or empaneling in 2 hours or 3 hours?
Look, not only that. You have a situation where a person issues a writ by 12 noon. By 2 p.m., 2 hours later, there's already a pronouncement, a panel. When was the last time you saw that?
So let me come in again.
Nobody described what happened in that time as kangaroo. Nobody.
So Afenyo cannot
privileged
be the measure. Someone who will be preaching us about kangaroo.
He's senior to Edugio.
No, but if you are senior, there are a lot of seniors around who are just misbehaving in this country.
Executioners don't lie supinely.
He's senior to Edugio.
There are a lot of seniors whose cases might be withdrawn. A senior who goes to conduct a press conference without any evidence. At the time he was organizing that press, or he was reading his press release or press statement, he said he had not seen the judgment. So based on what was he commenting? You have not even read the details of the judgment, yet you were concluding. After concluding, the very institution that you have bastardized, you went back and claimed that your appeal is with them. As we speak, where have they gone? Is it the Supreme Court? Is the Supreme Court not part of the judiciary? The very institution that you claim is a kangaroo institution, you are still back there. You are going there to ask to quash a whole ruling. Based on technicalities, it tells me that the MPP has realized that on the substantive case, they have no issue.
Why do they not have issue? You saw Martin Yindam, he says that he's still the MP, substantially also, he's ready for a rerun.
He's not ready.
He's very confident.
He's already.
You know the voting pattern, the differences, Solomon Owusu.
I mean, historically, if you look at the records, the NDC has held that seat the longest. I mean,
from Honorable Tawiale,
and the longest. So I'll be very surprised. I'm coming, and
he's
so
a caretaker MP.
The NPP is afraid, especially where their internal flag bearership has also divided the party to the.
You think the party is worried because of their internal?
Nyinam and the Northern Caucus MPs have aligned with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
But what's wrong?
So the problem here is that how are you going to get the lives of Brian and then Japan, especially where they have moved from sinners business to medical conditions to now motherfucker? Did you hear that?
Ghana on the campaign trail.
On the campaign trail. Ghana for Betty motherfucker. These are the motherfuckers that are in the court.
But that's a campaign talk.
That is so. Did I tell you, Atachia, an elder of the, he's an elder of the church. Oh. He's telling you that we are going to hear motherfucker.
Are we still talking about Kwanda? Or talking about
he's making reference to one of the candidates.
Who is that?
It's Ken he was referring to.
So if you are calling Ken motherfucker, how is he going to go to Kwanda?
But that is sanitary language that he was using against to score political points. And it's been condemned.
I didn't expect an elder to be saying that, to be repeating that.
So you are saying that because of the division in the party?
In the MPP primary, there have been scenes of the various candidates.
So the point is that
talked about the NDC primaries here. The upcoming NDC primaries here. We've not talked about that.
No. So today you will not allow me to speak.
Gentlemen.
Did I come here to, as it were, what you people?
Okay. So are you making claims?
Yes.
Which I think you are not substantiating.
That
to regroup Is that going to do playoffs again?
That's the point.
And you are saying they can't gather the right players.
The
to go
point
and do the
is that the Brian faction, the Kennedy faction, will never join this campaign.
Nyindam's campaign.
Are
you sure?
Especially when Dr. Mahmoud
You just
Bawumia
left the MPP about 2 weeks ago, and you are here saying
has promised them that he would deliver the Northern votes. So the Ken and the Brian campaign the camps are saying that you said to the entire world that any election in the Northern region, you would deliver it for the MPP. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, go and deliver the Pandai seat. That is the bane of contention here. That is why they are doing everything possible to use technicalities to quash the ruling.
You are making claims that they are undertaking legal gymnastics.
It's legal gymnastics.
Apparently, Roland, they are waiting for Nyindam to lose the Pandai seat.
Yes.
And then
why you think the NDC will win the seat?
Hold on.
For
then
a rerun, if it should be
they
substantiated.
will add it to the 11th sin of Dr. Bawumia. Failure to deliver Pandai seat.
Roland,
you understand? Because now, hold on. Of all the candidate MPP in
today, they are not made me to speak.
For the January 2026, January 31st, 2026 presidential primary,
you want to follow
that each of the candidates has sins, and it's not one. Some 10 sins, 15 sins. Yours will be like 20 sins, Zato's 20 sins, Bawumia's 10 sins, Brian Champion's 15 sins, Duchum's, so.
But you then, are you ready? You've seen the margin. It's all in excess of 3,000. I think when I watch.
No, I want to say something.
It's in excess of 3,000.
We want it done. We are ready for the by-election.
So anytime you want.
The people who have applied for stay and they are in the Supreme Court of Appeal, they are not ready.
Roland, I'm really happy that this morning, Dr. Bawumia is living rent-free in Solomon's Hired and Heart.
Oh, how?
He's doing that. I'm happy that
How did I? But Roland, the point is, no. I was on the floor. How did you allow them to come in?
We were talking about you. All of a sudden, you've ended. So I'm happy that
I know part of the discussion.
Look, the point I'm making is it coming down all this to Pandai. All I'm saying
is MPP ready for a rerun?
I don't.
How don't you know?
All I'm saying is this. I pray and hope that we do not reward violence and hooliganism. I pray and hope that we learn serious lessons from this and do not make Pandai a test case for other losing candidates.
Do you think that if this is upheld, where we need to have a rerun, just like the judgment of the High Court is, MPP will win those?
Again, I don't know about that. But what I know is that if this is upheld, it may become a copycat for future losing candidates. Future losing candidates may be, I don't want them to look to Pandai, to what happened to Pandai in their political planning next year or 4 years on this. I don't want a losing candidate to someone say, hey, you saw what happened in Pandai, right? They were losing and then they stormed the place and later, unfortunately, their party won power, then they got the ruling and say the power. I don't want that calculation and that game to come and control. I said, I don't know.
Do you think that the MPP will win a rerun of Pandai seat?
I don't know.
Okay.
So clearly,
what do you think that they need to do now? Do we need to have the court uphold what the High Court's ruling is?
No, as we speak, the court decision is that there has to be a rerun. There has not been any court decision to overturn the High Court decision. So what the parties have to do is to prepare for a rerun. But I've said somewhere that I am ready to sue the New Patriotic Party should they withdraw from these elections. The last time in Tamale Central, they got away with it. We are practicing democracy. It's a win or lose. It's not any time that you go into an election and win. They must go into Pandai and contest. If they win, hallelujah, I'll be happy for them.
But will you file a candidate?
No, our party had not. We haven't gotten our final certificate. We were not part of the last elections. We would have contested. There is no seat in this country that election 2028. We will allow it to go. You have been running away from elections. Tamale Central.
So they have to contest.
No, if they don't contest, I will sue.
They are holding the seat.
No,
so if there's a rerun, automatically they should win.
Yindam has given up.
3,000 plus.
Oh, no. Look, if they don't get the way they will give them that gap.
When the DG was, so there was something the DG said that actually caught my eye. And you said a situation when you were going to court, when they started really, somebody told you that it won't go your way and you prepared your appeal.
Notice of appeal.
You know, a similar thing happened, and Nyindam's lawyers too are saying the same thing. They are also saying that they also got intel that it won't go their way and that they had their appeal in their pocket. I am saying there is something happening here.
Okay, so what they did say was that they made a claim that on the day of the ruling, the regional minister came alongside supporters of the NDC.
Good. And the same thing. And
But is it not logical that if you're a legal team and you feel that you have a good...
The mistake, what they didn't tell you is that the current Northern regional minister is our regional chairman. And
okay, he's the regional... Acting regional chairman.
The regional chairman elect of the NDC for Northern Region. And the concomba by trial. Just as Nyindam and in Salah, you understand. So they went there to give support. Moral support.
No, I'm saying today he's calling support. The point I'm making is that, but he made a point. I want us to see.
No, so I didn't see the reason why.
His argument was
the whole idea that they were.
But you want to even ask you whether you're going to win. You say you don't know. Everything about MPP, you are not running away from MPP.
This guy too kept his appeal in the pocket. Why are lawyers carrying?
If you are running away from MPP, come and join the United Party, and you'll be free.
It's okay.
No, you should join the United Party because that is running away from MPP.
Please, I have 12 minutes. Everybody.
But today you have actually taken my time and given it to Zebuji and then Eduji.
NDC. All right.
No, because you don't have a candidate.
Okay, I have
but he is also running away from his candidate.
Please, I have 12 minutes.
Very well.
The health minister is making an argument that, well, a service zipline good, but after assessment, there's a monthly bill of $500,000 US. And he says for money, value for money purposes, he doesn't think that is substantial enough for us to continue handling the service. What do you make of this? The public opinion on Facebook and the rest is divided.
Yes, so this zipline contracts was then Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bamian from his office. In fact, it was one of the things that he touted at his legacy project.
Technology.
And I understand at that time, his chief of staff, Augustine Blay, something, was the lead person relative to this zipline conversation. Now, it is coming out. Honestly, I didn't even know the numbers. It is now coming out that we're doing either monthly 500 and something thousand dollars. That was the monthly payment. I'm sure they had negotiated and they knew the terms, and that there had not been proper value for money and all of those matters. The Minister for Health had made those claims on the floor and at public press conferences as well. I've also heard the minority leader make that proposition as well. The majority leader. I want to believe that as a company, they reserve every right to also come out and put the counterfacts before the public for all of us discerning people to make their informed mind. What I find a bit more curious was the fact that they were using the drones to deliver condoms, and among other things. And I felt I didn't see the emergency.
I have data to help you.
I didn't see the emergency need.
I've published academic data and everything.
Emergency need on the issue of delivering condoms to communities. Honestly, I've been. Why are you? Dog, you are distracting me now. You understand?
Did you have a minute?
My understanding was that they delivered blood as well. For me, that's emergency. Because sometimes when somebody needs blood at that critical moment, you have no other option than to have it done. And if the deployment of technology was going to help resolve and save somebody's life, I think it's good. But where that technology is to deploy condom, I mean...
It's not a lapse more of supervision than what the norm is, because the technology in reality, according to what we're told, has been experienced in Rwanda.
Piloted in other countries. No, that is why I'm saying that the deployment of technology in every sphere of life to make life easier for our people should be commendable. And I'm not sure that the Minister of Health had given any indication that he is opposed to the use of technology for health delivery purposes. The understanding I get is the question of value for money and that the 500 and something million thousand Ghana cedis were paying monthly for the service, whether the value, you know,
$500,
500,000 United States dollars, commiserate with the service that is being delivered. I mean, one they can just the company.
The antagonism and the hostility towards Zipline is because the NDC doesn't want to share credit with His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, I don't.
Because it is an excellent shining example of a policy that has achieved international acclaim. So when they throw away this condom thing, it is to hide the actual facts on the life saved. Look, Zipline has delivered 17.3 million doses of vaccines. Zipline has submitted in Ghana.
Source.
It has submitted. I'm coming.
Now, why the source of this? I'm telling you. No. You are the public television. You are telling out data. I want to know the source.
Peer-reviewed, published academic journals.
So where from this source?
Solo, when you were talking,
yes. No, but he cannot.
You said there was interjection. This last round.
All right.
They have delivered 17.3 million doses of vaccines. They have delivered 20,000 plus blood units. Almost every day. They have delivered 30,000 plus anti-snakes. Okay, they have just yesterday. So the United States. I'll send you.
No, let him use the host.
Source of the data.
I will send you the.
No, but how can you tell us after later you said it?
I'll send you. Source of the
data. No, we want to
some of them are from
proof.
Some of them are from Zipline's account, and some of them are from peer-reviewed academic journals.
And you know he's very close to the former vice president's office. So
the only reason why they are hostile towards this is because it is a success story in the quiver of the Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and they want to discredit. They want to take that.
Which success story?
Just yesterday, the United States government. Just yesterday, the United States government. Said they are going to $150 million to support Zipline in 5 African countries,
including
in Ghana. Ghana now runs the largest.
So why are we paying for it? Or we're subsidizing?
So the question I'm asking is, if we are doing this, what are we telling the State Department? Are we telling them we don't need this money? Because here they are trying to give a lot of money to us. I just did some small rudimentary calculations. If you divide the $150 million over the 5 countries, if you just do that, that's about 30 million. But I know that because Ghana runs the largest and the biggest center,
more money will come to us.
Why are we? What are we communicating to the Americans? Okay. That we don't need the money, that we don't need the service. That's one thing too. If you understand that, a lot of countries came and learned from Ghana. When was the last time you consider and say we have a policy in Ghana and that so many people came to
before Zipline was deployed in Ghana, it was already in Rwanda.
Yes.
So we rather went to learn.
So we went and then we expanded, we made it bigger because we ran the biggest one.
Because we're bigger than Rwanda.
Exactly, and we ran the biggest one. And right now Nigeria is learning, trying to get it done. They are bigger than us, just not bigger than us.
So Doc, your point
the bigger point I'm saying is that this Zipline has saved lives. Zipline has saved cost. Zipline has helped us. And right now, we have money literally sitting on the table. This US grant, we shouldn't walk away from it. We should not. If your problem is that you have to do some value for money things, you can do the value for money, but it shouldn't be seen as if when the Minister of Health starts by just saying condoms, why not? And I say condom, and so what? If one person is saved from getting HIV from these condoms, it's worth it. If one mother,
it's worth $500,000.
Yes, if one life is saved, if one mother is saved from
it's public money.
But do you see?
Yes. No. So what is the value you put on money? What is the value you put on human life?
You are a policy person.
Yes. So I'm making.
What exactly was the policy gap that Zipline was supposed to resolve or bridge?
Access to remote areas.
So I understand you.
The point is that when they throw in the
communities where they can,
it's a red herring. When the guy deliberately throws in the condom, it's a red herring. He's supposed to now make sure that, or is trying to trivialize what Zipline is.
No, the condom use is not a trivial.
Exactly. So why you make it look like Zipline just?
No, but I'm saying that in terms of access,
allow Dr. Zato to make this point.
Gentlemen, if it was delivering only condoms, if these condoms have saved the life of a teenage boy, a teenage girl, it's worth every money. If these condoms have saved the lives of HIV being transferred to the mother of the child, it's worth it. It's about lives.
Dr. Zato,
sometimes that's what we do. They are public goods.
Dr. Zato, throughout this conversation, even on the table, and even this morning, myself and Beatrice, everybody agrees the technology is good. But there is a point of disagreement with the cost of deploying the technology.
Good.
Okay. So the argument is not about, even if it delivers a condom, or so to speak, a non-essential health commodity and even saves one life, that's not the point of the argument.
What's the point?
The holistic point of the argument is the trade-off, $500,000 US, and then how effectively zipline deployed in Ghana has to be utilized is. And so that's the point. So for example, do you know Professor Titus Bayu? Was a former even deputy general
he's the current board chairman for
Kolebu.
Yeah, he's the member of Kolebu.
Yes,
nice guy.
And he says he's an experienced medical person.
Yes.
And he says that Zipline was delivering commodities that essentially were not part of their terms of reference to undertake. And that is a lapse. That will enable any health minister to say, look, pause, let's do a proper re-evaluation. Re-evaluation doesn't mean that...
an abrogation.
So, yes. So if I'm paying $500,000, committing taxpayers' money, $500,000 to you to provide a service, let's say to take me to Accra every morning, and you don't always take me to Accra, you leave me at Tetekwashi and then I have to walk to Makola. Don't you think we have to reevaluate our contracts, even though I keep paying you every month? Is that not the thrust of the conversation?
In fact, I have information here that shows that even amlodipine, artesunate, all those things, Zipline was actually distributed. And so, like you pointed out, it's about the priority area.
They have medical stores available. Some places, like snake, is it vaccines? Venoms.
Yes.
So if you deploy that is essential.
Then let's do that. What you're saying, I agree with that. If it is about policy reform.
No, but you went on the tangent.
No, I didn't go on the tangent. He started by saying, I've told you
Dr.
that.
Zato, cool down.
I am down. You're not always down.
No, you're not. You're too hot.
I'm not too hot.
The health minister has not mentioned Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Yes.
He has not insulted Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
I didn't say he did.
He has not undertaken any act that so-called intends to bring down the reputation.
I have not said he has.
Exactly. What do you make of this?
Oh,
I've not said he has.
So first of all,
he has.
when you decide to go and steal an idea, that's what happens. Even the idea of the Zipline did not emanate from Dr. Mahmoud, but he stole it. Dr. Thomas Mensah was the originator of it.
Oh, he is?
And that office took over and did all the monetary aspect of it, and now it has become a problem. The same way he boastfully launched the metric app at the National Service that now is a debacle. In the same way he brought the NAPCO that now is a walking cry. Everything that man touched, you remember the airport, the automated whatever, another disaster. You remember the digital address, a beauty. So Dr. Mahmoud Baumia's credentials in these matters, he does not deserve any praise anywhere. I'm here listening to my brother Zato talk about the U.S. government wanted
$150 million support.
This Zipline, where is it coming from? Is it not from America?
Yeah.
As we speak, this whole program started in April of 2019. Is that not the case? Every month we were paying $528,000. By extension, if we were going to, as we were do the mathematics for the last 5 years, the country has expended $31 million. So what is this business of your $30 million? For that useless thing that we are doing, you are only. What are they doing? They are transporting condoms.
No, that's.
The minister told you a couple of days ago that essential services to remote areas constitute only 12%. Emergency services only 4%. So these two put together is constitute only 16%.
You see, the minister said that would have given us any data.
But have you given your data is coming from where?
He's the minister. He should be able to tell you.
But the minister told you. If I tell you 12%, it's not data.
The minister, he has allow Solo for me.
You understand? So this Zipline thing, and I have not heard any counter argument from the Zipline. What I heard their MD say is that, look, if they transport items, you can have at least one condom in there. That is to confirm what the minister is saying. In any case, before Zipline came, were we not transporting condoms to these areas? How were we doing it?
It's hard to reach.
Which area is hard to reach?
From place.
This $31 million, couldn't we have used it to construct roads to access these areas? The $31 million that by my calculation, according to the contract we have expended, couldn't we have used it to construct good roads to these so-called hard-to-reach areas? Or buy pontoons and so on and so forth? It's a lazy attitude. It's something that people want to chop. And when they want to chop, when they want to expend your money, they give you beautiful nuances around it. That is the best thing in the first of it in Africa. Is this in Africa? Is that in Africa? Only to be told that we are using it to, as it were, transport condoms.
The minister said,
what's your decision? Do you think that we need to continue with this, but evaluate the cost? No. He hasn't said he's abrogating. He said it's costing us this much, so we need to take a relook.
So maybe the parties.
You see,
what do you think we need to do?
When we talk about condoms,
we can restructure it.
already I'm having a problem with the condom seller. Senior Chris, we are not doing condom business this morning. What I'm saying is that for them to be using a zip line to be transporting condoms, it's not enough.
It's an abnormality.
It's absolutely. Condoms will always find its way to the remote areas, not through zip line. We don't need that. What the minister told us on the floor of Parliament was that no money was going to come from the consolidated fund to fund this zip line business. So why all of a sudden we are drawing from the consolidated fund? That means that the minister must up the game by exposing those that
tweak the contract like
exactly for us to be drawing from the consolidated fund, and then we prosecute them.
Oh, but you're providing a
The former minister of health, he is so quiet of late. Ajimamenu.
No, but you are providing a.
Have you forgotten about him?
If you exceed the areas.
Ajimamenu, have you forgotten about him?
Should the government accept the money from the
TV, airport, and now.
Should we accept the zipline money?
No.
We have already expended $12 million.
So do you think we should continue or not continue?
They should continue, but they should go into the contract, tweak it very well, and then make sure that all those that have shortened yes, we take our monies back and prosecute those that have stolen from us.
Has Minister Kwabena Binta Akando stated anywhere that government intends to abrogate the zipline contract? I have not heard so.
No.
Okay. What he has
You only say it's costing the tax.
that we need to do value for money assessment. And that on the basis of that assessment, if we believe that you can provide this service, but when you go and deliver condoms, don't bring, hold on.
They are only delivering condoms.
Don't bring us
the majority leaders.
Don't bring us a payment voucher for us to pay you for having.
Mama Yariga, he said they should scrap it.
Who gives them the
strictly? I am just saying that at this point, it's contractual. Government of Ghana, which binds government of Ghana, right? So what is important is that the parties, government of Ghana represented by the minister, the company and his rep, will sit down and do reassessment of the entire project.
Exactly.
And be clear in our minds that Zipline is supposed to fill in a gap, access gap, and that it should be purely on an emergency basis. By so doing, maybe the monthly $500,000 may come back to $100,000 or $200,000.
That's why there's a lot of talk in there.
When you hear condom, it is a way to trivialize the policy.
No, but that's the issue.
You are not leading with snake.
When you are giving your data, did you mention anything about condom?
What we should do is that
your data is suspect.
I have this one from Felicia Abaniawa. I know that Felicia lives in overseas, where we call her from planes. And so she appreciates Zipline and its usage or not. So he says, hey, Zato. And Felicia says, hey, Zato. And then I have Seth also says that,
hey, Zato, is that good or
the Honorable Akando says Zipline delivered 12% essential services, 4% emergency services. The rest were condoms, school uniforms, educational materials.
That's it. That's the minister speaking.
It was supposed to be free for the government of Ghana at the onset, but it turned out
this one
that the GOG was now paying $88,000 for each of the 6 centers every month. Ghana was going to get it from the Michigan state of the United States for free.
Interesting.
And then I have this one from.
So if I understand, what is supposed to be free?
So this has now become
today's not
something that we are paying for.
We are not extending this one.
So I mean, you've been in power for
Dr. Zato saying condom is an emergency Is Dr. Zato saying condom is an emergency medicine?
That's what he's saying.
Condom can be.
That's what he's saying.
Can be an
emergency what?
Masa, it can be an emergency. A condom can prevent HIV/AIDS, and HIV is an emergency. A condom can be an emergency.
Look what you see. You see where he's leading us to?
It is settled.
Can
on
be
the
an
part
emergency.
of Zato,
Emergency for your wife or emergency for your home.
I didn't say it's an emergency.
On the part of Solo and Edwige, it is not.
Can be
for your wife or your
on the part of Zato, condom can be.
A condom can be an emergency.
Okay, Prince Nani Ayo says, it seems most initiatives by the previous administration were experiments of technology to waste taxpayers' money. Zipline was a good initiative, but the cost of the contract is too expensive for Ghana as a country. We could have used same to connect the roads to grow the economy in such areas. I don't even want to be mentioning NAPCO, which was also an experiment.
Oh, yes.
And money thrown down the hill. One day you should discuss where are the NAPCO beneficiaries and their monies. Okay, one day we'll find some time, if it's agreeable. And then Stephen Toby sends a message, says, my appeal, okay, this one is for Sam George as he comes. And, okay, so we have one more. So this one is coming from Musa Abatwa, who says that Mr. Apenyo Hakim must be held for contempt of court for describing the court and the judiciary as a kangaroo judiciary and a court. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for passing through.
Thank you.
Always a good and a delight to have all three of you, as always. As for Edwige, he's slotting anytime. When he wants to Zatorize and soloize, then he'll come. If you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide, and you can do that today. Woodin is offering an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics, all ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. And as always, Woodin is telling you that you can remain creative and versatile, all right? And you can be confident and show off how truly African you are by always wearing Woodin. So go to a Woodin boutique near you today and also get to choose from their variety of trendy products to complement your unique style. Make sure you follow them across social media. They have Woodin Fashion and get the latest. So thank you, Edwige. Thank you, Dr. Zato of Sisala East. We have everybody well represented.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
We're taking a break. We'll be back. Remember, we have Sam George, Minister for Communications, right in the studio after sports.